Hello, everybody. I thought that for a change, it would be interesting to talk about paranormal activities that we have lived. So it's a shout out to everyone to send back a video response to tell their stories about um, paranormal activities that you have lived in your life. So I thought it would be interesting. So let's see how it goes. Um, I'll start with me. I wrote some so I would not forget everything. So, okay. So I lived many experiences through my life. I can't really remember when I was very young, but around 9 years old, it's my first memory of really paranormal activity. I saw a ghost. I was at my great grandmother's house, and my great grandfather was dead for over a year, and I knew him. I knew him as a child, so I knew it was him, and he was sitting in the living room on his usual chair, and he was looking at me, not saying anything, just looking at me. So I didn't say anything either. I was just looking back. Then I went in the kitchen, did something else, then looked back in the living room. He wasn't there anymore. So that was the first ghost encounter that I lived. Then from 9 to 12 years old, uh, so many weird stuff happened in the apartment I was living in. My mother experienced stuff too, like she would hear kids or babies crying while we were the only kids in the block. So that was really weird. Um, the two really most creepy stuff that happened to me in that house. Well, one night while I was totally awake, I saw a doll walking out of my wardrobe and walk up to my bed and walk back to the wardrobe. I was freaking out. Firstly, because it's not normal that dolls walks, and I didn't have any dolls, so that was creepy. I've been afraid of wardrobes ever since. I have trouble having one open if I have to sleep. Um, Also, in that apartment, I lived in hallucination. That was really weird. Like one night, my heater when I lighted, so it became really hot in my bedroom, and it was summer, so it was really hot. And I went to get my mother to tell her that it opened. I didn't understand why. She said it can happen sometimes. You just crank it up, then you close it down, and it should stop. So it did stop. So I go back to sleep. Then I get awoken in the middle of the night, that weird hot feeling again. So I crank it up, close it down again. I see that there's light outside of my bedroom. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just warn that it happened again, and I did the thing. So I opened the bedroom door, get in the kind of tunnel to go to the living room, and I see my father looking at me. He's in the far corner of the living room at the computer desk, and I'm talking to him and walking slowly toward him, and as much as I was going toward him, as much as he was like shrinking, and when I got very close to the computer desk, he wasn't there anymore. I ran back to my bedroom. I was freaking out. I was, I had trouble sleeping that night. That was something. I was shaking. Um, okay. Also, yeah, when I was around 22 years old, a girl in the house that I was in was doing tarot for herself, and she had dark cards. It was really dark, not good. And all of a sudden, like, we're sitting really close, almost knee to knee, and there's a black shadow figure that went right between us, and we were like, "Did you see that?" And yeah. So we were like really uneasy. And then we tried to bring it out of the house, and all of a sudden she was just beside me. We were about at, like, let's say, this from the wall, and suddenly she slammed right in. She went like boom, right in. I was like, oh my god. She, that was really something to see someone really getting pushed, and it freaked me out a little. Yeah, I'll admit it. Then what else happened to me? Oh well, sometimes at night, like, that happens to me for I don't know how long. I'll be asleep or half asleep, and then I'll hear like someone talking in my bedroom. Sometimes it will be like, Natasha, like real loud and waking me up, saying my name, and like, huh, okay, there's nobody. That happens sometimes. I hate when it's real loud because I jump in my bed. Um, One night I don't know if I was really asleep or half asleep, but I was sleeping and like this, and I felt like hair gliding on my arm and whispering something in my ear. I didn't really get what it said, but it woke me up. But it was really weird because after it's like if they bring back their head, because I felt again the hair go off. It was like if it was a small young girl talking in my ear. Um, I opened my eyes. There was nobody there. Later that night, I heard the big Natasha in my bedroom that woke me up like for 2, 3 nights in a row. I usually when that happens, that type of stuff, it's usually 2, 3 nights in a row. Then it can be months without it happening again. So yeah, well, there's other stuff that happened to me, of course, but it's what I could remember the most that really stuck with me. So yeah, that's my stories. Um, I'd like to hear yours. What did you live that creeped you out, that or not, that is usual for you? Um, but yeah, paranormal activities, ghosts, anything. What did you live? What did you experience? I thought it would be really, really, really interesting. So bless me, and I'll await the answers.